Just relax and take this ride. Let's go to a place that's not far away. That's not far away, baby. Lovers can be free. Same place, same time. We can fly free in the galaxy of love, baby. Then spontaneously explode together, babe. And you'll be free, and I'll be free. And then we'll explore what this love can really be, in a place where we can have fun all day and make love. Just relax and take this ride.
Welcome to NWA Connie Corso's podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another show. Glad everybody is back in the house. Let me get a shout out to all that pretty singing you just heard. That's my homegirl from North Little Rock, Arkansas, Cheryl Humphreys, Candy Soul. She been on Apollo.
Very nice.
Yeah, been on Apollo, been on American Idol. I appreciate that, sis. What's up, Schoolboy? What's up, 7-8?
Peace, man.
How's it going? Welcome, everybody. Got a nice panel here today.
Yes,
Got my new friend Joe, and my old friend 7-8.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining in.
Yep. You and 7-8 been going a long time. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can't remember when it was, but he got a hold of me somehow. I forget. My brain phases out sometimes, but we did just an audio interview.
Right.
And there wasn't no video. It wasn't live. And it was a good video because he just let me blab, he just let me talk. And how long ago was that, 7-8? Like 6 years, 7?
It had to be about at least 5 years ago.
Yeah.
At least 5,
Yeah. One of the first, if not the first, interview I did, me personally.
Oh, okay.
And then his podcast, his boxing channel, and then they were doing a Pitbull channel. That inspired me to do my own stuff, So thank you for that. I didn't know how to do that stuff. I had to get School Baby help me, my daughter, but it's going good, man.
Yeah. Let me give some shout outs right quick. What's up, chat? Well, y'all coming in here tonight. Okay. Heart and Fish Kennel, salute. We sell Broken Bow, Oklahoma. I know where you at. Salute. Superior Warrior Kennel, T. Kaufman, Vicente Moore, Asiatic Soldier, Thursday, American Bulldog, Mal Ventures, PHTV, Asiatic Soldier. I said CC Enthusiast. I'm thinking that's Connie Corso Enthusiast. Summarize in the house. Summarize Kennels, Williams, Old Yellow Dogs in the house. Good to see everybody. Roman Price, what's cracking? Integrity Borbles. All right. Okay. Yeah, man. 7-8, man. I've been following you a long time, man, and you done gave me plenty of laughs, man. Golly, you be on the box today, bro. I was listening to Ryan Garcia today, and De La Hoya. You have me cracking up, man. Yeah.
Hey, salute. I appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Man, how long you been covering boxing, bro?
Man, covering boxing, as far as on YouTube, I would say since 2011.
Okay.
2011. I had a different page, but at that time, no, it was 78 Fight News, and
Okay.
then YouTube deleted that account. I came back with another one called 78 Fight News 365. They screwed over that one. Then I came with the one I got now, 78 Sports TV, where I kind of learned what I can say, what I can't say. How to learn how to be more political. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's always the battle,
Right.
especially when you. Yeah, man. You've been doing a tremendous job with that and everything. How long you been? You cover game dogs too. I remember y'all used to kind of just basically what you said, how you got to watch what you talk about. But I think you do that on the Patreon now for the game
Yes.
dog talk, right?
Yes, sir. We do Game Dog Talk on Patreon every Thursday. Sometimes we do it multiple times a week, but mostly on Thursdays. It's patreon.com/Game Dog Talk. And a lot of the YouTube audience is over there. And that's where we kick it. You know what I mean? I took it away from YouTube because YouTube was trying to censor what we talk about. They wouldn't let me monetize the videos, and because of this and that, and then it's YouTube just a cesspool of snitches and rats and stuff. I don't want to be associated with them. Some of these people just, I don't know where they made these guys at. It's like these people working for Animal Humane Society or something. I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Yeah. I have them too. I have them jacket with me, but we still in it. And we want to talk about some stuff too. I might have to do it like you, so we can go ahead and talk. Go into some pedigrees. And my dogs, you can't talk about the pedigrees. These folks still alive. They're raised hell.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, boy. Shoot.
Did you buy the dogs?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I see it. If they yours, you can talk about your pedigrees.
Right.
Hey, people funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny. Yeah. So as far as the how long you been dealing with the American Pitbull Terrier?
Myself?
Yeah.
Since I was a kid. I want to say, I don't know. Long back as I can remember, my grandfather on my mom's side, he raised game dogs, mostly boomerang dogs. He raised those dogs. He called them Diebold dogs. That was just his preference. You know what I'm saying? He called them that. But I understood them as I got older to be boomerang dogs. But so when I was a kid, man, I would go outside and feed the dogs and give them water and clean up after them and stuff like that. Most of the dogs, I never got bit, nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's only one dog my whole life I ever had to stay away from. But the rest of them, there's always good dogs and stuff like that. I wasn't allowed to be around them when he was looking at them and stuff like that. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to look out the window. Me and my cousins would stare down from the balcony, look out the window, and be rooting for one versus the other and that kind of stuff. But I couldn't be out there during that time. But yeah, I would say I grew up around them, so I can't give an exact age, but I can remember going out there feeding them. Probably about 6 years old.
Okay. When did you really start to know them for as like knowing the lines, knowing what they was capable of, and putting the shit together?
Probably about 13, 14 when I started realizing, okay, it's a difference between the game-bred American Pitbull Terrier versus the staff bulls. There was a lot of staffs in my neighborhood, and we didn't know the difference back in the day because back in those days, staffs was getting busy too. But I say about 13, 14 is when I started really getting more knowledgeable about what it is I'm actually looking at. So, yeah, about that age.
Gotcha. Man, I had another question on the tip of my head. What part of the country you from, if you don't mind?
Oh yeah, I'm from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Okay. All right. You a city boy for real.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Um, in um, in your journey with the American Pit Bull Terrier, what are some of the most biggest misconceptions novices get wrong with these dogs?
That they supposed to have big heads. They have a locked jaw. Um, uh, they they um they all are supposed to be human aggressive and feed them gunpowder, dumb shit like that.
Yeah,
You know, all that kind of stuff. Or they all vicious, man. It's like the total ridiculous. These dogs are some of the most loving. They love to be pet. They love to be, most of them at least, love to be petted. They love attention. All of that. Like I said, I grew up around the dogs. So these are my favorite dogs. But so many people are afraid of them because of the stigma that the media put on them. You know what I mean? And it's sad because I had to explain to people, no, this dog he's a good dog. Nah, I heard about pit bulls. And then you got the whole misconception about what is a pit bull. So you got game bred American Pit Bull Terriers. Then you have dogs that are like basically bullies, and you have dogs that are like the UKC Pit Bulls that are really like Amstaffs and stuff like that, or they might be mixed with some of that Chevy stuff and them big old dogs and stuff. So all those bully breeds are called pit bulls to the media. That's the unfortunate part. So when they bite somebody, our dogs take the brunt of the blame.
right. Yeah, in the media, yeah, they they do good work doing talking bullshit. So I've seen people they run down on people and they be talking like the dogs are starving. We had to, oh my god, and I know it happens, but sometimes I'll be looking at them videos and big fat puppies coming out and dogs just so
Right.
I was like, well, wait a minute, it's kind of like it might be a little exaggerating on that situation there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I know it happens, but I know the kind of sometimes the media kind of spins it a little bit, makes it worse than it actually may be.
Indeed.
Yeah. Schoolboy, you got anything for him?
Yeah, just that thing with the weight. People, it's maybe even more so nowadays. They want to be fit. They go to the gym, they run, they do exercise, calisthenics, all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want to be fit, but they want their dogs obese.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That connection, it never made sense to me.
Yeah.
Fit, it's fit, and underweight, starving, all that's different.
Right.
Most dogs I see, whether it's a pit bull or any other breed, are overweight. And the other thing too is if you have a so-called expert, maybe a veterinary or a nutritionist or a dog nutritionist or something, and they're not really experts. They may know certain nutrition. A vet knows a lot, but as far as fitness, conditioning, proper weight for an individual, they don't know that. So they themselves give misinformation, and how the dog looks to a lot of people is not what I would call even a healthy dog. And you see that all over the place. I'm online every day, all day. That's all I do basically, and they're just totally out of whack with what is healthy. And now they have the nutrition down more, but they still don't have the health and well-being and conditioning. Not conditioning, but just being healthy, a healthy weight. So that's one thing I would add to it. They have no idea. And even if they're an athlete themselves, their dogs are still fat. They just they don't make the connection.
Right.
Just like I had one guy criticize, because I always put boxing and the pit bull together, right? Because there's a lot of commonalities. They even have history together. Some of the verbiage they use, some of the terms they use. to cross each other, like the scratch line, the corner, the ring. You have a referee, you have a second, you have a 10-second count for the knockdown or to scratch. There's a lot of commonality. Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a connection because a lot of those people in the past were involved with the breed as well, including James Corbett, heavyweight champion, John L. Sullivan, heavyweight champion, Ad Walgast, lightweight champion, Jack Johnson, what's his name? Manasseh Mahler, Jack Dempsey, a lot of them, right? So they understood that there was a lot of commonality between the two. And somebody criticized me for that. And even more so, maybe even now, MMA is closer to what we used to do with dogs in the past because there's more involved, not just punching, Right. But the gameness, the heart. I mean, if you watch fights from the 70s and 80s, you have the announcers saying, he's game. Oh, they're dead game. They're this and that, just regular announcers. They understood the verbiage and the terms. And I taped a little clip from a movie in the 1930s, and it had some professional boxing, some champions in there. Had Jack Dempsey in there, had, what's his name? Not the Cinderella Man, the guy the Cinderella Man beat. He played Jethro Bodine on the Hillbillies. His dad, Max Baer. Max Baer was on there. Yeah. And he's talking to the saloon owner, the bar owner.
Mm-hmm.
And they're describing a fighter. He goes, yeah, he's just like a pit bull.
Yeah.
So it was common in American society, and that's totally changed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've ever been involved in any kind of sport, don't have to be boxing, MMA. If you're involved in any kind of contact sport, and you understand the breed, you're going to understand the similarity between the two,
mm-hmm.
including conditioning and health. Back around to that.
Mm-hmm.
Have them fit. People don't have a clue.
Do you think boxers athletically are I'm asking this as condition, the condition factor, because they used to go I don't know how many rounds back in the day versus it went down to 15 and now to 12.
Right.
Do you think those boxers back then were just better conditioned, or do you think they could still do it today?
Well, you'd have to train for it. I won't say that they couldn't be able to do it, but in the present state, no, they couldn't do that. They're not used to it. It's kind of like when what's his name fought Mayweather. He's coming from a different sport. From Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Right. And his mistake, at least in my opinion, was he didn't train 3-minute rounds, 1 minute rest, 3-minute rounds, 1 minute rest.
Mm-hmm.
Where MMA, you have 5 minutes or whatever it is. It's a whole different training, to train your body to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The longest recorded fight on record was 110 rounds. Right. Oh. And some of the rules were different back then, especially in bare knuckle days. A knockdown ended the round. Oh. Right. So whether you actually got knocked down or you needed some timeout and you went down on purpose or whatever, that ended the round.
Yeah.
And then to prove that you wanted to continue fighting, you had to come up to scratch. So they would have a line in the middle of the ring. And you have to come up, they give you 30 seconds, whatever it was in the corner.
Right.
And then you come up to scratch. Right. So those, in my opinion, those fighters, because most of them were poor, not all of them, and most of them were hungry all the time, starving, didn't have a lot of food and all that stuff, come from those kind of backgrounds. They were tougher and more durable.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Today, they're more skilled, and they understand, that hit and not get hit, and boxing, moving, all that, try to avoid punches. That was not common.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen till Jack Johnson, James J. Corbett, guys like that. So you're getting into the 1900s. But from when boxing started back in the 1500s or whatever it was, it wasn't that way. Even though they had techniques and style and all like that.
Right.
So I would say that's the biggest difference.
Right.
And I'm not knocking today's fighters. I admire a lot of them, and a lot of them are tough, and a lot of them are game.
Yeah.
But not like that.
Yeah, that was something
different. Yeah, something different.
Yeah.
I have an old magazine. It has all kinds of sports events in it, and it talks about one fight these guys had in a bar, and the loser, he got his nose bit off, part of his nose, part of his ear bit off. He got his jaw broken, knocked his teeth out. He had lacerations above and below his eyes. They were barefoot, so he was bleeding from his feet, and he had some knuckles in his hand broke. He had broken ribs, and he finally just gave it up after I don't know how long.
Wow.
And the reporter writing it called him a cur because he quit.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, my answer to that was, let's see that reporter get in there and do that.
Right. You know.
So that's about the only thing I would say: the durability, the toughness, the hunger.
Right. Doug made a comment. He said boxers today don't fight as often. I remember some fighters would have a match once per month. I noticed that they'll fight more on the come up, 5 times a year, and then I don't know if it takes longer to make bigger fights now is why they take so long. But yeah, they don't they do not fight like they, and it hurts.
Yeah,
them. It hurts them for not fighting as often as
Yeah, on the come up like that, they've always had more fights because they're shorter rounds.
Right.
You start at 4, 8, 10, 12, 15 like that back in the day. But some it didn't matter even throughout their career. Sugar Ray Robinson had 200 fights. What's his name? Harry Greb in 15 years had 299 fights, 300 fights basically. So that averages out. If you break it down, it's something like 20-something fights a year.
Yeah.
Some of them fought every week, twice a month, because, like I said, they were hungry.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're getting $5, $10. Jack Dempsey went when he got knocked out real early in his career. Part of the reason was because he hadn't eaten in 3 days.
Damn. Yeah.
So he was weak, but that's the kind of stuff they had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I understand it because there's more money involved. So you really don't have to fight so much, but that can play against your career too. If you're not active, you'll go stale. You kind of lose it, and that could be one of the reasons why some of the guys lose, even if they're favored to win, and there's an upset. I'm not saying that's the only reason. Kevin can talk about that more because he's more up on the whys and there's a lot of politics in boxing and a lot of BS and a lot of favoritism, and promoters are in control and all kinds of shit. They always have been, but at least the fighters fought more.
Back in the day, it was easier to get them to fight more because the guys wasn't making as much money, and they had to fight more to make their money. The mob was controlling boxing for the most part. It still is to a degree, but not like it was back in them days. Them guys, a big portion of their money was getting taken by corrupt managers and mob and this and that, and they'd be lucky to leave with 20% of the purse. So they got to go out, but they paying taxes on the whole shit though. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So they had to fight constantly. Once a week, whenever they can get a fight. Hey, I'm available. To make some money. Nowadays, it's so much better for the fighters as far as legally, health-wise and stuff like that. And they got the Ali Act. They got all these different things to protect the fighters. These guys are making millions off of one fight, and they sitting back chilling like fat cats. You know what I mean? And then when it's time for them to fight again, they're not hungry because they're supposed to be hungry, and they're going out there and not putting their full maximum effort in. And some hungry up-and-coming guy take their head off, and that's what happened. Who was it? Marvin Hagler who said that it's hard to get up.
Got them silk sheets. Yeah,
silk sheet.
Yeah, sure did.
What do you think now since old Turkey done got involved? There's Saudi Arabia.
I like what Turkey's doing. I'm gonna be hopefully linking up with him in a couple of months. Actually, I like what he's doing for the sport. I think he's a boxing fan, and he has money at his disposal to do whatever he want to do with it. So like he can pretty much buy the fights that he want to see. You know what I mean? It's like a kid, on Christmas being given, you got $100 as a kid. You go to Toys R Us, you can pretty much buy what you want to buy. You know what I mean? I want this, I want that, I want this. Turkey got, $100 million to play with,
Yeah.
or more. So he can pretty much do whatever he wants. And unless only way you ain't gonna rock with what Turkey is doing is if you just a duck, and you don't want to fight nobody, and you just don't want this guy dictating and telling you what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I like what Turkey's doing. I think he's good for the sport. A lot of people in America are skeptical of him because a lot of American fighters have went over there and lost, but I don't think that's his fault. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't think that's his fault that American fighters are losing going over there. I just think it's a situation where a lot of American fighters have been inactive.
Yeah.
We haven't been hungry and busy enough as a lot of these other fighters have been. I think all these fighters should be fighting 3-4 times a year. If they did that, I think they'd be in better shape, man.
Yeah, those matches he put together the other week, the one with Cruz lost.
Yeah,
man, I didn't even know that tall dude, but I knew he was gonna lose when I said, "Damn, he long and lanky." And
that's
I said,
Rio.
"Yeah." And then I looked over in his corner. I saw Robert Garcia. I said, "Cruz finna lose."
Yeah. And then Cruz, he didn't look as fit as he has in the past either.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long his layoff was, but again, that could be a factor. And someone like Turkey, he has a lot of money. So it's not like I'm a holdout for more money. I mean, if he's giving you $50 million to fight or $100 million, whatever he's offering, if you fight more often, you're just going to make that same amount more times. That's all it is. It's not like he would cut back because you're fighting more. I'm only going to give you 50 instead of 100. It's generated by the popularity or what he's willing to pay and what you're willing to accept. So that's the one thing about his money is no option thing. He's got a lot of it. And he's a boxing fan. He really likes boxing. So I don't see why guys don't. It may be because he's new and they don't know and they don't like to go to Dubai or whatever it is. But that's all preparation. People have been fighting all over the world for a long time. Long time.
The biggest fights, Thriller in Manila, Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah. I mean, Jack Johnson went to Australia to fight.
He did.
They all them guys went to France, and the English guys and the Europeans came over here, and Robinson went over there and fought in several different countries. He had like a tour of Europe. So it's not that it's far away and something different. You just have to know how to prepare for that.
Right.
So that can't be an excuse. Durant fought all kinds of different places. So did a lot of the other Ali, especially. So that's not an excuse not to fight. Where I'm not familiar. Turkey will probably take care of him better over there.
Oh yeah. Because
he wants the fight to come off and he wants to make sure everything right.
Right.
Than some of the guys over here would, because he does have that money invested. So he can make sure they got good food, good facilities, everything taken care of.
But they're gonna be knocking though. You're gonna have to knock. Yeah. When you talk about we use a term, a big word in boxing called a casual. And if you guys watched that Crawford fight the other day, who do y'all think won?
Crawford. I thought Crawford won the fight.
Right.
I thought it was a close fight. I thought the guy, Madrimov, whatever. I thought he fought better than people expected him to fight because a lot of people were not familiar with him. And so when Crawford is the favorite, so when the favorite who's coming off of 9 straight knockouts don't knock this dude out and don't dominate him like he did his last opponents, you automatically gonna start losing rounds in the minds of the fans. Fans are like, oh man, he ain't hurting him, or he ain't doing this. So you start giving this guy rounds and credit for just surviving the round. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what happens to a lot of boxing matches, man, which leads to a lot of so-called controversial decisions that's really not controversial. I thought Crawford won the fight. like 8 rounds to 4, 7 rounds to 5. Pretty good fight. You know what I'm saying? I thought he had a herky jerky style, Eastern European style, which is hard for a lot of American fighters that's used to fighting on a certain rhythm. And I said this before, like, if you go out, I like to dance, right? So, like, if you're dancing with a chick and it's easy to catch her rhythm, you go out to the tavern, to the bar or something, you can catch her rhythm. Now, you do that same mess over there in Germany, and you're like, wait a minute, they offbeat. They dancing to another rhythm that you dancing to, and you like, it take you a minute to catch them, to catch that rhythm. So that's what happens when you fight with Crawford and this European guy. He like, okay, this dude is an expert in this European style, and it took Crawford about 5 rounds to figure him out.
Right. Yeah, they say that Eastern European styles give the American style trouble, but the Mexican style give the Eastern European style trouble. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Talk about that the other day.
Yeah. One of the reasons, because it didn't used to, and one of the reasons is amateur boxers they don't travel like they used to. So just like it took some time for the Americans to get used to the Cubans style, it's kind of that same stand up straight with the left arm extended like that. So you have to fight those kind of fighters to become used to it. And in my opinion, anyways, they're not traveling like they used to, fighting in different countries. So you fight different styles. Somebody asked me one time, it was on a boxing thing, break down the different styles from different parts of the world. I did. And after I was done, they go, man, that's good. Because I put Korean style in there. I put the United Kingdom style, the Eastern European style, the Puerto Rican style, Mexican American style, Mexican style, all these, because they're different, right? And there's changes throughout time where they include this. The Mexican boxers were more known for slugging. Now they've incorporated some boxing moves, still that slugging type, but more boxing because of Nacho Berenstain and other guys. But for me, I thought Crawford won more like 7-8 said, more like 8-4. And when I mentioned that, some people went crazy on me, like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I looked at it like this, because I gave the first, I think it was 5 out of 6 rounds to Crawford. And people go, that's crazy. Well, okay, how about 4 out of 6? No. Crawford or Madrimov won the early rounds. For me, there's a lot involved, but it's about punching, connecting, effective punching. I didn't see Madrimov throw hardly any punches. So, like the first round, I went back and just at the first round, because most people gave it to Madrimov. He only hit Crawford 2 or 3 times. So if he hit Crawford 2 or 3 times, Crawford hit him 3 or 4 times or 5 times, because there wasn't that much punching. But people looked at Madrimov because, like Kevin alluded to, Crawford wasn't doing like he normally does. He wasn't dominating. But if you take that out, okay. Take that out of the other dude wasn't throwing punches either. He wasn't doing shit either.
Yeah, he wasn't. Right? He wasn't coming on enough. No, he wasn't.
Nah, he did. Even when he hit him clean, and he hit him more clean in later rounds, but Crawford picked up the pace too. If you don't throw punches, man, with me, you ain't gonna win. I don't care how big, how bad you are.
Right.
If you just hitting the guy 1 or 2 times a round, that ain't winning no round. If the guy's hitting you, even if it's just 3 or 4 punches, and the early rounds were like that, not that many punches thrown, but Madrimov wasn't hitting him either. So,
do you think Crawford is strong enough for Canelo?
I think he's skilled enough for Canelo.
With skills,
right? Because with the Canelo, he's bigger, but he's not that big of a person. Now, what could happen is what happened with Canelo when he moved up to against Bivol. Bivol beat him, a lot of it because he's bigger. He has good skills, he has good power, but he was just way too big for him.
Yeah.
The thing with Crawford is whatever weight he's at, he's strong as hell, man. That dude is strong.
Yeah, he is.
And that's kind of the knock Ali used to get back in the day. He's skinny. Yeah, he's tall, but he's skinny, this and that. Ask George Foreman what he thought. He couldn't believe how strong Ali was because he couldn't throw him around. He couldn't maneuver him, couldn't out clinch him. None of that. He didn't believe how strong he was. That's
Right.
kind of the way Crawford is. When they come into clinch or they come close, they realize how strong he was. That's what I think. When he knocked out what's his name, I think he didn't realize how strong Crawford was. So he could beat him. I think maybe Canelo is going to wait until he's a little bit older or catch him when he's inactive, and then that'll be his best chance for winning. But I think Crawford can beat him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people get lanky dudes confused. Go out on the court with them, and you'll feel how strong them dudes is, man.
Yeah. What you think, Kevin? What do you think, 7'8"? Can Crawford beat him?
Beat Canelo?
Yeah.
I've been speaking against that fight for a long time. I don't think Crawford should go up. I think it's too much weight. I think that if all things were equal skill wise, I think Crawford has the skills to beat Canelo, but the weight is gonna matter. Canelo's not a bum. You know what I'm saying? Like he can fight himself, and then so Canelo's already a highly skilled fighter. Then he's 20 pounds naturally heavier than you. Naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stronger. So it's not a good look. Canelo, we done seen him get hit by some of the best. Kovalev couldn't stop Canelo. Bivol couldn't stop him.
Bivol could.
Crawford
Exactly.
not be able to do nothing with Canelo, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's not a knock against Crawford. It's weight classes for a reason.
He's not strong enough. So that's one thing.
What is Canelo? Is he 168?
168, 175, Canelo.
Oh shit. See, I didn't realize that. I thought he was middleweight. Okay. And Crawford just moved up to 154.
Just moved up to 154, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of weight.
And mind you, he dropped Canelo dropped the Charlo twin and Caleb Plant. Big dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He dropped them both, I believe it.
Yeah.
In both matches.
I mean, if you're gonna move up in weight like that, it takes time, and you have to get accustomed to that weight. You have to have the frame for it, and you have to do it like that from one. I'll change my mind a little bit from one fight to the next. From 154 in this fight going up to 168. Yeah, I don't think you can do it. It's way too.
Right.
That's the reason I think Canelo lost, not because of skill or anything like that. Just Bivol just too damn big for him.
Yep. Size matters. 7'8". I know you good friends with our dear brother Deontay.
Sure.
You see him coming back or what?
Yeah, I think Champ is gonna come back and he's gonna fight one more fight. I think he's gonna fight one more fight before he retires.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much of that he wanted me to talk about, but I know he wants to come back and fight one more. I don't think he's comfortable going out the way his last two fights finished. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think he wants to fight one more, and then he's gonna kick back, relax. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Yeah, that dude got a hell of a story, boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hell of a story. Started at night. I don't know if y'all ever seen that video of Emmanuel Stewart predicting that Deontay and Fury would be top guys.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Emmanuel Stewart, man. I wish Emmanuel Stewart. I wish it was trainers still like that out here today.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Stewart was an amazing trainer, man.
He sure was, man. He sure was, but man, I wish my hometown boy, he went to Emmanuel Stewart, which I think he shouldn't have because he just had too much chemistry with Burns. And that's our brother, man. God dog, I can't remember his name. Pavlik beat him.
Who?
Kelly Pavlik beat our hometown boy. I can't remember his name.
Jermaine Taylor?
Yeah, he's from my area. So
okay, Jermaine Taylor was a monster, man.
He was, I think he shouldn't have switched to Emmanuel Stewart that late in the game. As far as he got with the Coach Burns there, and they really, because I hear the atmosphere at Crunk Gym is like everybody try to beat your ass. We don't give about you being no damn champ. We gonna whoop your ass. that could mess with your confidence, you know.
Yeah, because you're just one of the crowd. You're one of the herd, one of the group, one of the team. Nobody's special there.
Mm-hmm.
So to be special, you got to really stand out. And they had a lot of good fighters, several champions.
Mm-hmm.
But some guys just ain't built for that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
And to change the late in the game, like you're saying, that could be a detriment.
Yeah.
That could be a detriment. If somebody knows you, they know you. Even the way you give instruction in the corner, how you do your conditioning, how you do your keep, for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You bring somebody in new, and it may not be the best thing for you, especially if you're a little bit older and set in your ways.
Right.
Kind of like De La Hoya, he's always changing his style. He's too old to be changing your style, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have helped him, and he liked it or whatever when he got Mayweather in there. But you start moving all over the place, man. It could,
I watched.
Same with him. There's no way he's going to beat Hopkins. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's just too small.
Right. He would. I got to give De La Hoya. He would fight with his crazy ass. I saw him on Shannon Sharp show. Do the trip. Telling his stories, man. He hard to believe.
Yeah.
De La Hoya, one of those guys. You can't. You can't trust nothing coming out his damn mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys. Sometimes they embellish stuff as they get old. Once you get out of it, I got to be careful of doing that too myself. Even with the dogs,
Yeah.
Was they really? Yeah, I got to be careful. He wasn't such a badass.
Right.
And everybody has their own opinion. It's like anything else, man. Back in the day, you could see a fight, right? A match. There can be however many people. You talk to each guy, you're going to get a different opinion of what went down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You forget. Even 5 minutes later, there was 3 scratches. No, there was 4. No, it went an hour 28. No, it went an hour 35. Oh, remember this? No, that dog never did that. It's just because it's different angles, just like a boxing match. You see things, you miss stuff. If you go get a drink or a sandwich or something, you're going to miss like whatever, it just happens.
Right. Hey, I got this question for you. I'm going to ask some of these big time generic questions that start shit. So who are some of the hardest hitters you have remember in the sport? 3 or 4 of them.
Duran,
okay.
George Foreman, Ernie Shavers, Alexis Arguello. Man, there's so many of them. Carlos Zarate, Alfonso Zamora. It just goes down the line. Ali had the distinction of fighting a lot of hard hitters.
Mm-hmm.
You have not just Foreman and Frazier, but you got Ernie Shavers, and you got Ken Norton, and you got what's his name? He went to prison.
Ron Lyle.
He fought Ron Lyle.
Yeah.
Even Jerry Corey was a hard hitter.
Corey was,
the guy he won the title from, Sonny Liston. Some of the hardest hitters in the history of the game. There's so many of them.
Most people think Mike Tyson. He was a hard hitter.
Yeah, Tyson too.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think he was Shavers or Foreman, or even maybe.
No. And a lot of that has to do with his size. He used speed to get his power. That was a lot of it. But he could hit. He could definitely hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his power was different. Like Tyson was fast. It's extremely fast, and he threw his punches correctly. Wilder had similar power.
Mm-hmm.
Foreman and Shavers had like heavy-handed thudding power, like the type of power you hate to get a whooping with a belt. You know what I'm saying? From them people, because they couldn't control it. Like cheese or weed. You know what I'm saying? Just heavy-handed for no reason.
Right.
And they look so slow, but if they hit you, it's going night. Julian Jackson, one of the most pound for pound, hardest puncher I've ever seen. That dude could just put you out of there. Him. Schoolboy said Duran. Rocky Marciano had some heavy hands. Marciano definitely did.
Sugar Ray Robinson, he bodied.
Oh yeah, Ray Robinson for sure. Ray Robinson for sure. Joe Louis, can't forget about Joe Louis.
Yeah,
Joe Louis had dynamite. Joe Louis had dynamite in his hands.
Yeah.
Sonny Liston had some dynamite. You know what I'm saying? But you know, yeah, it was not. It's been some powerful punches, man. But I think pound for pound, Julian Jackson. Um, yeah, that dude he was devastating puncher for his size. What's the guy name? He was at middleweight. John the Beast Mugabe.
Hagler. Mugabe. Yep.
Hagler had one of the best chins ever.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'd rather get knocked out by Wilder and Julian Jackson than I would by Foreman.
Yep.
For the simple fact, like 7-8 said, those punches from like Foreman, they hurt you.
Yeah.
They're not clean punches. Where Wilder hits you, it's gonna be clean, gonna be out. You ain't even gonna remember. You ain't gonna feel it. Same with Jackson. You're unconscious. You're asleep. Foreman thudding, hitting you like that. I mean, you're gonna hurt. You're gonna remember every single punch.
Bone breaking punches.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He hit you
Crazy.
through a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you still be awake.
Right.
You know? And then you gotta take some more till you finally,
Right.
KO.
Soldier said, "What about Tua? Tua could crack now."
Oh yeah, David Tua.
Yeah.
I like that too. Yeah, he could crack.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Yes.
Different weights too.
Yeah. Who are the most memorable fighters when you talk about hard and finish? Give me a 3 or 4 of them in your memory bank.
Go ahead, schoolboy.
Yeah, Hagler. What's his name? Salvador Sanchez. I'm talking guys with rock solid chins, and they could end it. If they got you hurt, they put it on you.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Ray Leonard, in his prime, had good power, a great finisher, and he could take it. I don't think he was as durable as some of the guys because he really didn't have a lot of fight and he had several injuries. But that takes nothing away from his heart. And he had a good chin, and he would finish you. He'd just end it.
Mm.
Duran was a good finisher. He was a killer. And for him being so small, moving up those weight divisions like that, there's hardly anybody that did it like him, because he started as a 16-year-old kid at 118 pounds, and he was competitive in 5 decades up to 168 pounds. He was only 5'6" or 5'7".
Mm.
So he was, after lightweight, he was smaller than everybody else.
Yeah.
But as far as finish, and he had a good chin. He got knocked out. He got stopped by, Leonard. He got knocked out by Hearns. But for his size, he got knocked down twice as the lightweight. He took everybody's punches, even Ram Barkley and Davey Moore and Hagler even. So, but that killer instinct, Jack Dempsey was that way. Once they hurt you, and you gotta, when you're fighting, if you don't realize what position you have the fighter in, a lot of guys, they either back off or they don't realize they have hurt. And those guys I just mentioned, they had keen senses, man. They knew when you were hurt, it was either going to be over right then, or they just going to take it to where it needs to go, and then they'll finish you later. But Hagler was a great finisher. So was Robinson. Anybody would tell you that. That's why he's up there at the top, because he had everything. He had skill, movement, defense, offense. Hit you with any punch, could knock you out. And it's funny because he really didn't like boxing. For him, it was a business.
Yeah.
He wasn't really a boxing fan. He wasn't a fanatic like a lot of guys. They live for it. He saw it as opportunity to up his station in life. He was very skilled and tough, had a rock hard chin, but he looked at it like a business venture. And he even one of the first people that managed himself. He didn't really have a manager. He made all his own fights. He signed his own contracts. He had lawyers that would look over him and all that, but he did everything himself, which is amazing too, especially in that time, and a person of color to just take control. And there's been others. Young Stribling did the same thing. His mother actually ran his career. He even worked his corner sometimes. Leonard did the same thing. He wasn't traditional where you have a manager and they control everything. The promoter tells you what to do. Leonard was in charge of his own career.
Right. Yeah. 7-8.
Yes, sir.
What division and what time period do you think was the most difficult one? With straight killers in it?
Mm. I would say for heavyweights, I would say the 70s. And for middleweights and smaller weights, I would say the 80s. But don't sleep on the 90s, man. The 90s was a good. The 90s was good for the heavyweights, for boxing in general. I love the 90s. I thought Lennox Lewis underrated, underappreciated. I thought what he did, Riddick Bowe, Holyfield, Oscar De La Hoya fought everybody pretty much. Trinidad. Who else? Roy Jones, my boy, Roy Jones. Man, Roy Jones dominated for like 10 years straight. Couldn't be fucked with, man.
Yep.
Yeah, James Toney. Man, we had so many good fights, man, back in the days. Hella fighters. But I would say, if I had to only pick one, I would say the 80s.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? Just something you said about Roy Jones. People didn't know how really good Tarver was, man.
Yeah, they didn't.
Tarver was good, bro. Really good.
Yeah, he was bad, man.
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing about Jones is what's his name? The guy he beat
Roy Jones?
Tarver?
Yeah. He beat no. The guy Jones beat. James Toney.
James Toney, yeah.
If you look at his career without Jones in it, he beat everybody. He fought everybody. Went all the way up to heavyweight. This and that. Really didn't have a lot of problems. He beat Holyfield. This and that. Jones beat him easy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even that competitive, and he knocked him down. So that and they were in their prime. You know, that's middleweight. That's where Toney started. So they were like top dogs, and it wasn't that hard for Jones to beat him. As much talent and defense and slickness and power that Toney had, Jones beat him pretty easy. That's amazing to me to do that. You know,
he would have fight him in that chicken style.
right.
Yeah.
Man, like we see the punches. Like you're gonna get hit. Stop. What? Here it comes. And the guys just can't see it, and he hits them from all different angles and speed and power and all that. He got older when you fluctuate weight like that too. I think that hurt him where he went up in weight and then come back down. That can hurt a fighter because your body gets accustomed to a certain weight, and when you start fluctuating, it's easier to go up in weight than it is to come back down where you've been.
Yeah,
right.
You know, if you're staying at a certain weight for a long period of time.
Right.
The light heavyweights in the 70s and 80s, mostly 70s, that was a tough division, man. You had Michael Spinks, you had Matthew Saad Muhammad, you had the Camden Buzzsaw, Kawi, you had all these contenders. You had Victor Galindez and Mike Rossman, and a lot of people Yaki Lopez. People don't really are familiar with the fighters, but just these guys were beating each other back and forth like that. You had a couple of people dominate, and then they would lose. Spinks is most remembered from getting blasted out by Tyson. But as a light heavyweight, he was never knocked down, never really hurt. Beat Eddie Mustafa Muhammad and Johnson and all these top guys with not that many professional fights. He had a real good, he's an Olympic gold medalist, so his amateur career was tops. But I just hate when people, that's all they remember him for is getting knocked out by Tyson. As a light heavyweight, he was unmatched, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that at least 25 pounds, you got to come up. And at that time, most heavyweights were well over 200 pounds. Mm-hmm. So, and he was older and all that. So light heavyweights too were in that where they were just great fights all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 7-8, you got a really close your hands in the business of boxing, and down through the years, Is it all true what they say about Don King? Is he worse than any other
Man,
promoter?
hell no.
Yeah. Okay.
This
Not no more.
no,
Not no more.
no. Man. Don King, he did his fair shake of shady shit going on, stealing from the fighters, all that. But that's commonplace amongst promoters. Don King got that shit put on him because he was the biggest and baddest, and he was black. And then everybody forgot about Bob Arum was investigated by the FBI.
He was an FBI agent, wasn't he?
Bob Arum was an informant, all kind of stuff. Bob Arum was just a straight crook, and he still is. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao made hundreds of millions, and allegedly only got like 60 million of that money. Where'd that money go? Everybody quick to tell you, oh well, Don King robbed Mike Tyson. Look, if Mike Tyson was supposed to get 25 million, Don King might have given him 20 and kept 5 for himself. And that's shady.
Yeah.
But Manny Pacquiao missing over $100 million? Come on, man.
Man, that's crazy. and then too, you gotta look at it this way. Like Mike blaming Don for like everything.
Yeah.
That factually that couldn't be true, Mike, because we see the public see 30 cars, Tigers, big old mini mansions. Like, damn, but he stole all your money.
Right.
We see 30 mil on the TV.
Right, and Mike was being irresponsible with his money. Like he was. They see. I know y'all heard this story. How they say Mike, his helpers used to fight over who can do Mike's laundry, because Mike was known to keep like $20,000 in his pocket and forget it was there. So his helpers would fight over. No, I got laundry day. Man, you had it yesterday. I got it today. Like, what y'all arguing about this man draws for?
Right.
Because Mike he kept a bankroll. He never remembered it was in there.
Yeah.
Never remember how much money he had in there.
Or buy a car and then the same day leave it in the city you bought it in. Never see it again.
Yeah.
Or he went out with some girl and just gave her a car, you know.
Yeah.
He let him have sex with him, so he gave her a car, gave her a Rolls or something. But a lot of that has to do is they're not financially knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And they don't have separate lawyer. That's why I mentioned Leonard. He had a separate lawyer, Mike Trainer, away from boxing, who just knew legalese. So, and when you're popular like that, they don't realize they could demand certain stuff because the public wants to see them fight. So they have a lot of power, but they don't know how to work the system. They don't know what their worth is. If a promoter tells you, I can get you $5 million for this fight, that's a lot of money, and they think it's a lot of money, not knowing that under different circumstances they could get 10 or 15 million. And so a lot of it's not that it's their fault. They just don't have that knowledge and education and understanding to take control of their own career. And I think fighters are doing that more now. And it makes a difference. Right. So from the beginning, they always got taken advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about because Don King been out the game in any significance for a long time. And the purses, the big fight purses about the same when he was in business. 20, 30 million, back in them days, pretty much the same now, except for Mayweather, That's I see him just making
he's the first one to promote a $5 million fight for each fighter. I think it was a Thriller in Manila. I think so, yeah. And which was unheard of. And then you have Leonard coming along later. But again, like 7-8 said, Arum ain't no choir boy. He did worse stuff than King did.
Yeah, I really think he hurt Terrence's career bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he stood in the way of fights. Yeah,
and maybe Turkey will, they won't have to go through that. They can negotiate with him because he's a boxing fan, and he doesn't need the money. So he can be more lax in what he can offer, which is going to be more than what maybe someone else would offer. And these fighters can negotiate better with them.
If they make
Because
it like a league, like the MMA, where where you almost don't have a choice on who you match. Shit, it probably will be good. What you think, 7-8?
Yeah, it'd be dope. I mean, it's rumors that that's what he's trying to do. I don't think they're gonna let him do that. I just think boxing is too shady, too corrupt.
Yeah.
I think he'll disappear before they allow him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boxing is just too shady, man.
Yeah.
I don't got no faith that they're gonna box. They're gonna do. What he's doing is good, but trying to do too much too fast, nah. That's like somebody coming out with a car that's running on water. They're gonna kill him immediately.
Any industry dominated by lawyers,
right?
You got a lawyer, you got a license to steal, baby. License.
And it's harder when it's worldwide because there's no one controlling body. There's no agreement amongst the controlling bodies. They can basically do whatever they want and make the rules they want. They don't have to listen to nobody. You can have all the stuff you want in the U.S., but that does nothing for Europe or Africa or Eastern Europe or Philippines. None of that. They have their own whatever. And now there's money everywhere. It's not just American promoters. Anybody that has cash and a business, they can get involved in it. But to have certain rules, I mean, even the rules, there's no really one set of rules for boxing across the board. They're similar, but not, there's a 3 knockdown rule or there ain't. There's a standing 8 count or there ain't. Right. There's a how many minutes get off or getting hit low or something, a minute, 5 minutes, whatever. It's even between states, there's different, when you weigh in and all that. Maybe it's more uniform now, but there's always something in there that's different.
Yeah. Well, I hope, I know 7-8 said he might be hooking up with Turk. That'd be nice. I would like to see some regular people commentate some of the, just some regular boxing fans.
Hey, a lot of people been saying that.
Man, I saw that Terrence Crawford fight. I was like, damn, they cooking on the boy. If Sean Porter wasn't there, man, they would have had Crawford losing every round. The commentators.
Yeah.
Well, one of the announcers was actually seeing it the way I was. He was against the other announcer that was I forget what they were, what their names were.
Yeah.
But they didn't have an argument. They had a disagreement. One of them said, I don't see it that way. I see Crawford winning.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the way I saw it.
They played it.
But again, go ahead.
No, I said they play that game like they got orders to make it look like a fighter's winning. There's not.
I mean, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
It could be.
Yeah.
He got a lot of biases and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them guys are always looking for some upset or to say that they was there when this fighter lost, and it's just pathetic, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How bad is the PEDs right now, and how do you think these organizations are handling this PED shit especially like what Ryan has?
Man, PEDs are rampant in boxing, but the thing is, boxing is not taking it serious. Boxing, they want all these sanctioning bodies want to pretend like the WBC. We got the clean boxing program, and they don't care, man. The WBC is so full of shit, man. They don't care about the safety of the fighters, man. These guys, they get slaps on the wrist when these guys get caught. They give them passes if they get caught. They give them excuses. They get to explain, like Conor Ben. Conor Ben had Clomid in his system, which is a female fertility drug, but it's used in men for to raise your LH, your natural testosterone levels, stimulate your natural testosterone levels. Now, the only reason you would take that is if you were taking something else that would lower your testosterone. So you got to take that to counter it, to raise your natural testosterone. So It's banned. It's a banned substance. This guy told the people that the reason why he tested positive for it because he was eating too many eggs. Okay, too many eggs, right? Because he did a quick Google search and they found out what can cause you to fail a drug test for clomid. Oh, some farmers use clomid in their chickens and trace amounts end up in the eggs. Okay, fine. But guess what? You're in the UK. They don't do that in the UK. So you got caught lying. You just got caught flat lying. Tyson Fury got caught taking Nandrolone. Everybody gave him a pass for it. Nobody even talks about it no more. Tyson Fury had Nandrolone in his system, and he paid a farmer in the UK to say he got it from eating wild boar testicles. The farmer came out and said, I lied for Tyson Fury because he was supposed to pay me $25,000. He didn't pay me, so I'm telling him. I'm telling him his ass.
Wow.
Then all of a sudden, the farmer disappeared, and he retracted his statement after they paid him, of course.
Yeah.
Boxing's so full of shit, man.
Yeah.
It's like that guy. He used to play for, remember the group Tower of Power?
Yeah.
Okay, and then he got caught back in the day for having a illegal substance PED. He was selling it to all these fighters, right? One of the guys who's the guy who beat Oscar?
Which one?
Oscar De La Hoya as a lightweight, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, at lightweight they beat him?
Yeah.
Damn it, lightweight.
Sugar Shane Mosley.
Oh, Shane Mosley. Oh, he beat him at 147.
So yeah, okay. Shane Mosley was using them. All these fighters were using it.
Yeah.
So and he got banned for a while, or whatever. Well, he's back doing the same thing. He just has another product, and that's what happens. It's almost like the technology. As far as it's like the government. The government has a certain level of technology. Well, you have all these guys that can hack this and hack that. They're ahead of the government as far as technology. Just regular people, right? And that's kind of the way he did, right? They banned me from this and that. Now he's got something else.
Victor Conte.
So if he has that, yeah. And they didn't ban him for life for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So he come up with another product. But that's what they do. If they this and that, they'll just have some scientist or whatever, and they have a different product if they don't have testing for. And by the time they find out, then that's banned. But like Kevin said, sometimes they just give them a slap on the wrist. Somebody paying somebody off to leave them alone. Like Ryan Garcia, they hardly didn't do nothing to him.
No, they didn't do shit. Ryan
Did he have a year ban or something?
Yeah, he got 1 year ban, but it's not going to really affect him because he made so much money off the fight, and then he already negotiating, trying to get another fight, setting up for April or after the year ban. It's not these fighters only fight once a year anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it don't really matter.
So basically, I don't even know if they can do it. That's a vacation to kind of try to get control of because that he going wilding out. I don't know how Derek James could train him. With all that erratic behavior, he probably come in the gym, all that old crazy shit. Yeah.
He don't think before he talks, man. He's easily influenced by everything. People online, whoever he's working with, the media, all these, he'll say whatever, man. Comes out of nowhere with stupid shit that he don't realize. Could be because he's young and dumb. But he don't realize how that's going to affect his career or affect him later.
Yeah, later.
He thinks he's untouchable or whatever the hell he thinks. I don't know, man. It's just not good.
Do y'all think Devin should fight him again?
Nope. I say no because, in my opinion, Ryan, with the way he's handling this, he cheated.
Yeah.
And he's not really gotten punished for it.
Yeah.
And he got a legion of fans that believe that he got set up and he really wasn't on it. What's to stop him from cheating again? Think about it. He got the perfect built-in excuse. If you got the fans on your side, he can literally go in there and cheat again. And if he get caught, oh, here we go again. Oh, it's a conspiracy against me. They don't want me to beat Devin Haney. And people are going to believe it. The people who believe him are going to believe it anyway. So,
yep.
If I'm Devin, I'm not fighting him. Not fighting him again. I'm going to go ahead and move on with my career. And if I do fight him again, it'll be years down the line. I'm not giving this dude another payday because he hasn't been punished. It'd be different if he got punished, but he hasn't been punished. He has no financial punishment. He's running around on racial rants, saying whatever he wants to say. Nobody's canceling this dude. Bro, I've never seen nothing like this before, ever.
That's what they should do. Nobody should fight him.
Yeah,
and let him go cuckoo by himself and talk shit, and he'll fade away. But even if they do, and it don't even have to be Haney, it could be a different fighter. He's gonna find something else to use. Just somebody will come up with some other stuff, or it's already out there, or whatever. That's his MO. He's gonna do that. You don't. It's not like he did it one time and okay, I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna do it again. Hell no, that's his way of thinking. He'll just find something else. So everybody should just stay away from him. Let him fade off into the sunset.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna.
No, they ain't. There's too much money involved.
Yeah.
Too much. Even his camp. Your camp's supposed to be responsible. Well, they're part of it too. They're the one giving him the stuff. They're the one getting it. It ain't like he's sneaking off and taking it on the side where they don't know about it. They know everything he's taking. So they're involved in it too because they get paid.
And then he threw everybody. I can't say. I don't know if I should say he threw everybody off, but the way he was acting, it's just hard to get a hold of what was really gonna happen. Is he training? Is he not training? Derek's probably a serious, pretty dude, and he was acting a fool at the press conference. But did he really, really train?
He trained, man. He trained.
Yeah, he did.
He did. But it's a perfect bullshit excuse. Like, oh, I'm so much better than Devin. I didn't even train. I was drinking, doing drugs, and I was okay. Well, why? If you were doing all these drugs, then the conspiracy is, why the fuck are you passing all your drug tests?
Yeah.
Why are you passing all your drug tests if you're doing all these drugs and smoking weed, as you say, and all this, right?
Yeah.
So he was training. What he did was, he got the only part what Devin fucked up is that he got into Devin's head and Devin wanted to knock him out. Yeah. Instead of Devin boxing like he boxes, Devin went in there on a mission to knock this dude out, and you're not a knockout puncher.
Yeah.
And when he got you off your game, you fell right into his world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You exactly right, because the number one thing everybody know you got to watch out for is Ryan Garcia's what punch?
Left hook.
The left hook, and he got hit with it early. And I saw some sneaky shit that Derek must have taught him. When he threw that hook, he no, this is what if he just jabbed, he never did bring it all the way back.
Right. He kept it out there so he can throw it quick.
Whip it. I said, damn, who taught him that?
He was switching the jab into the hook.
Right.
He was turning the jab into the hook. That's an old trick.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an old Roy Jones trick.
Yeah, and that's how.
And just imagine on his own skill, his own accolades, if he would just do things right without all the bullshit and just be a fighter. I mean, he would still make the money he's making without all the controversy and all the bad press and have these idiots support him that making excuses for him and shit.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about his youth. They don't realize how it's going to affect them.
Right.
This shit don't go away. You're going to be 60 years old and somebody going to come up to him and tell him, you're a fucking cheater, dude. You used PEDs back in the day. That's the only reason you won. And you lied about it and all that. You got to live with that. People, it's like the dogs. Bert Soros made a comment a long time ago, and he was rough on his dog. I mean, rough on him. And he made a comment one time. He said, stop rolling them old dogs, because what happens, you keep doing it, they're going to quit, and you're going to have nightmares the rest of your life. That stuff don't leave you. You think about it. I mean, even on the panel, any one of us could tell all the mistakes we make.
Yeah.
And that's how much of an impact they had, because we ain't forgot them yet, and we still talking about them, and we still lamenting them. Mm-hmm. And the only thing we can say is we stopped that bullshit and did things right.
Right.
But if what's his name, don't stop that bullshit and do things right, it ain't never going away, man.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Yeah, Ryan. I think Ryan has all the talent in the world, but I think there's something wrong with him mentally. I think that he didn't get the help he needed at an early stage of his career. Now he's got money, and the worst thing you can do to a kid, to anybody that hasn't dealt with their childhood trauma, worst thing you can do is give them a bunch of money, because they're gonna drink, they're gonna smoke, they're gonna fuck, and can't nobody tell them shit.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah. When it comes to them young boys right there, you got Ryan, Shakur, Tank, Devin. Devin's still in it. Devin still got an O. Who's the king? Who's the king in that bunch? 7, 8.
Man, it remains to be seen until they fight, man. Because I'm a firm believer in we don't know until they all fight. That's why I want to see the fights. Like, everybody think Tank, because Tank is he's the hardest puncher. He got the Mike Tyson aura about himself, the way he carry himself, and But hey, Mike Tyson was my favorite fighter growing up, and I seen Mike Tyson get his ass whooped several times. You know what I mean? So we don't know what's going to happen with Tank. We don't know how good Tank really is until he fights these other guys.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson might beat him. Devin Haney might clearly outbox him and shock the world. It's hard for people to see that now because you just saw Devin get hit all in left hook by Ryan, right? But Ryan is way bigger than Tank. Okay, he's tall. It's different styles make fights, different range, all of that. So, and plus, Devin didn't respect Ryan because he fought Ryan growing up as a kid. He knows Ryan personally, so he didn't respect Ryan. Tank, he's gonna respect because Tank has the power to embarrass you. Tank can put you to sleep. When you fight somebody like that, you're gonna be on your P's and Q's. You can't go to sleep. You can't, I'm just gonna take this round off. You can't do none of that shit with Tank. So, who knows, man? Until they fight, we don't know who the best is, man. But I hope they all fight within the next year or two because they're getting older, man. Tank is older than all of them, so he got to hurry up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They say Tank can box his ass off, but then Tank kind of he got that old Mayweather shit. Well, I can't say it's not like Mayweather, but he wants fighters he want to wear you down. But one of these days you'll meet a guy that he'll pick up on you too much. You can't. You might not want to go deep with him because he might not go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a master boxer probably to beat Tank. But they say he's really have a good boxer. I just don't. The only time I saw it with Cruz, but he was on his bicycle with Cruz too. He was getting up out of there. Yeah. Hey, any questions from the audience? I did have a question for one of you. If one of y'all want to take care of this, the difference between a hard biter and a pressure biter.
Well, it can be one and the same. What they're saying basically is, with the hard biter, normally you can see the damage, right? Mm-hmm. Punctures, cuts, broken stuff like that. A pressure biter doesn't really show that type of damage, except he can break shit up or they can bruise it. Some of them will go to the stifle, for example, and you don't see puncture wounds. You don't see slices in the stifle, but you see a big ball of fluid collecting and it's bruised. A lot of people don't think you can see bruises on dog. They're all bruised up. They're all beat up. That's kind of the way my champion Bill was. He didn't really cut dog, but he put so much pressure on him that it weakened him, took him out of there. But that's what I would say the difference. The pressure biter is like, it's like if you put something under compression and you squeeze it, bring it down like that, it's going to smash it. As compared to, like I said, poking holes or slices or rips and tears like that. A pressure biter can be a hard biter. A hard biter can be a pressure biter. So there's not a difference in the damage that they can do, but it's just the results of how it looks is what the difference is. Visible like that, cuts and bleeding and all that, punctures, rips, tears, compared to just smashing stuff where there's not any visible. Sometimes there ain't no blood visible, but they're all banged up, they're all bruised up, they're all swollen up, broken legs, broken stifles. That would be the difference.
It's similar to what we were talking about earlier with the punchers. It's like,
Right.
you know, you can get hit by Mike Tyson or Deontay Wilder, and when they hit you, you're going to sleep right away. Boom, you're going to sleep. You get hit by Ernie Shavers or George Foreman, you might not go to sleep right away, but you might have some fucked up ass, stutter in your mouth. Now you can't talk for a few weeks. Now you're talking weird and shit, and everybody, you got to go get scans, CAT scans, and what happened. Nobody really knows what's going on. It's just a different type of power and shit,
Yep, exactly.
Some say that's what happened with Ali. Some say that. You know what I'm saying? They say Ali.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Even his doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, says that.
Yeah.
Because when they first diagnosed him to the public, they're telling all this. That has nothing to do. Alzheimer's had nothing to do with his career. And Pacheco, his doctor, said bullshit.
Yeah,
has everything to do with his career.
Right.
And a lot of times, if we want to get into this, that happens when fighters don't stay in relatively good shape, where they fluctuate their weight, or they don't train hard. They come in not in good condition, take a lot of punishment, or they take diuretics and they dry out. And that's where, their brain starts getting, there's not enough fluid in their brain. So it starts getting banged up against the bone, their skull bone. Whereas if you're hydrated, it'll float because there's fluid in there rather than hit the side like that. But
right.
I did a study, just my own personal thing, of fighters that suffered, Alzheimer's or dementia or pugilista dementia, they call it. And the majority of them that suffered from that, compared to the ones that didn't, were the ones that were out of shape when they fought sometimes, or not hydrated, like Bobby Chacon, even James Toney. And I love James Toney. I don't mean no disrespect, but if you listen to him talk, his words are slurred, his speech is slurred.
Riddick Bowe too.
Whereas somebody like Bernard Hopkins, who stayed close to weight all the time, I don't see that happening to him even as he gets older. I don't see him having dementia. And maybe when he gets real old, 70, 80, 90, whatever it is. But as a 50, 60-year-old like that, ain't going to happen to him. And I think the two are directly related. How you stay in shape and how you condition and how fit you are going into that fight compared to someone who's not, or they fluctuate their weight and use diuretics or use whatever they use to cut weight fast. They're not healthy. That happened to Ali several times. Like when he fought Shavers, he wasn't really in tip-top shape. He was too old by then. He just got the shit knocked out of him.
Yeah. On Ken Norton fights too.
Yeah.
Ken Norton.
Frazier. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. All that builds up over time.
Yeah.
You see the same things in dogs. When their weight fluctuates like that, they have them too heavy, they bring them down. Their careers don't usually last that long. They'll have debilitating injuries, or they don't live that long. They may live 8 years, 10 years, but they don't live 14, 15, 16 years old.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something, too. In the big dog world, they always counting this PSIs and shit. When you get bit by a dog 100 pounds or get hit by a man that's 200 pounds,
yeah,
man, shit, you gonna definitely feel it. Hey man, I got something else, and I'm gonna get ready to let y'all go here in a minute. It's a fight coming up. I really don't like it, and this fight is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you why I don't like it. I think Tyson may be too old, And if Jake survived, they'll make it ain't nothing but a reincarnation of Rocky Balboa. You know what I'm saying? And it'll go down in history. Oh, he beat Mike Tyson. They won't even tell when.
Right.
You know, what do y'all think about that fight?
Yeah, I've been on the record saying, unfortunately, I think Jake Paul gonna knock out Mike Tyson. I think it's all rigged, man. I don't trust Mike Tyson no more. I don't trust boxing. I think if Mike Tyson is 60% of himself, he destroys Jake Paul. However, he's 60 years old, man. Like, how much can you ask this man to do at 60 years old? And then you finna fight Jake Paul, who owns juice. Jake Paul is juicing. Okay. Yeah. And I know Jake Paul is not as seasoned as Mike Tyson or some of these other fighters, but he's still a grown man over 200 pounds. And I know everybody think we can whoop Jake Paul ass. You can't just whoop Jake Paul ass, bro.
Nah, you can't.
You can fight, man.
Yeah, like, he can fight.
Yeah, he got a good right hand on him. And I just don't want to see Mike Tyson go out there and get hit upside his head and something bad happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be pissed off for real. But I just think it's set up. I think he's gonna beat Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, the age difference is way too much. And no matter how bad you are, you're not as bad as you were at 60.
Mm-hmm.
Even like you were as 45 or 40. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference. Mm-hmm. And it's almost, for me, it's almost a no-win for Tyson. If he knocks him out or beats him, well, he's supposed to. He's Mike Tyson. If he loses, well, he's old. So it's not, there's no way to justify it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If all Jake has to do is move around for a few rounds.
That's it.
Basically. Yeah. He's not a small guy.
No.
So maybe Tyson weighs more. You know, Jake Paul is taller and younger, and he can take some hits, and he's been relatively active. So stuff like that. It's kind of like I mentioned on our show not too long ago. You know, Danny Trejo, I don't know if you saw the video where somebody threw something at him. He got out at a parade. He got out and went after the guy. When Danny Trejo has a reputation. He's an ex-gang member, prison. He's a tough guy, used to box, all that. Whoever he was mad at, he went up to the guy and they hit him in the face and knocked him down. And then his buddy got involved and they hit his buddy too and knocked his ass down too. They're old, man. Mm-hmm. So whatever they used to be or whatever they think they are, they're not the same. No. Your reflexes ain't there. A 60-whatever-year-old guy should not be fighting youngsters like that, or even fighting at all. I don't know. I don't see
it's not fair to me. I think it's like, even if you had a dog that was a former grand champion, well, he's a grand champion, but the dog is like fucking 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
You finna put him in there with some 2.5, 3-year-old dog. It's like a 2-timer or something. You're like, oh, he should be able to destroy him. No.
And there have been dogs that have won at 6, 7, 8 years old. I've seen them. I never used a dog that old, but I've seen them. And if you see them in their younger days, as old, they don't even look the same. So they can beat a lesser opponent, or they can beat a younger dog because they have more experience. But if it's tit for tat across the board, 9 times out of 10, they're going to lose. They're too freaking old, and that's kind of what Soros was getting at. Leave them alone already. Yeah. You have nothing to prove. The dog has nothing to prove. Tyson has nothing to prove.
Nothing to prove. And
you can lose a good dog that way.
Right. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't really. I hate to see that. So I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But before we go, 7-8, man, give me just a few of your top gang dogs of all time.
I'm gonna say Mayday. I'm gonna say Jeep. I'm gonna say Honey Bunch. I'm gonna say Boomerang, because I grew up on those dogs. Bolio. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna throw some Eli up in there just because. I'm gonna throw in Niggerino. It was hot around my area. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, I got to name. I mean, somebody gonna slap me if I don't name Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what's up. Yeah, Schoolboy, have I ever asked you that? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah. What's your?
Yeah.
Give me your top
Well,
5.
as far as production, and two of them were match dogs, females. I'd have to go with Black Widow, Honey Bunch, and Boyle's Dirty Mary. So Honey Bunch was a champion. Boyle's Dirty Mary was a 2-time winner. Those are my 3 top females. As far as competition, yeah, Queen of Hearts, Tornado, double grand champion Tornado.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite male from the past of all time is Grand Champion Art. And I like Bo Leo. I like Stomper, Midnight Cowboy. On the Bully Sun side, if we go way in the past, Colby's Pincher, and Gas House Dog, Fly at Panama, Tudor's Goldie, female.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of them. It's just personal preference. But I try and choose dogs that have some kind of high accolades against top competition or produce top competition dogs. And all those dogs I mentioned did part of history.
Yeah, Art Dogs is dig around this way too, unofficially.
Yeah.
Unofficially, even though they was Art Dogs, nobody could prove it because he was stolen.
Right.
All right. Well, 7-8, man, brother, I really appreciate you coming out and conversing with us and
Yes, sir.
whatnot. Everybody go follow 7-8 Sports TV. It's a very entertaining channel. You be cracking me up, bro. The ones this morning, boy, you had me rolling, boy.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah. He is the best. Oh, shout out to the LDBC. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I ain't think I'd never be able to say that one day. I'm able to say it. Shout out to the LDBC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. Any
Appreciate
closing remarks or benediction from either one of you two?
Well, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it, man. It's been fun, man. Chopped it up, man. I love talking dogs and boxing, so this was the perfect recipe for me. I appreciate you, man, and I definitely share the video and everything for you as well.
Man, I appreciate it. And Schoolboy, as always, you're a regular on the channel. Dude called me the other day. He said, "Whatever you do, you must have Schoolboy on. You must have him." He ain't going nowhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I be needing his help.
Yeah. Whenever you call, I can make it, Joe. You know I will. Thanks for having me on. Salute to 7-8. Thanks for coming on, brother. We'll see each other soon.
Yes, sir.
And,
yes, sir.
Salute to the chat. Thanks for the questions, and just appreciate it, man. I'm here for as long as I'm able to.
That's what's up. All right. Hey, guys, we see you the next time. Holla.
All right. Peace.